in the plains of the savannah, where unscripted drama regularly unfolds, there lived a herd of zebras. Among them was a wise and strong mare who gave birth to a foal, who was destined to become a great stallion. The other mares in the herd helped her care for the young foal, ensuring he grew strong and healthy. As the seasons passed, the foal grew into a magnificent stallion. His coat was a striking pattern of black and white stripes, and his strength was unmatched. In a certain year, a severe drought struck the land, and the zebras struggled to find water. The stallion, now a leader among his kind, decided to guide the herd to trek for water at a distant waterhole up the plain. However, the journey was fraught with danger. The notorious baboons, who lived near the waterhole, were known for their mischief and harassment of the zebras and other veld dwellers. Often the baboons monopolized the waterhole when they could and prevented other animals from drinking. As the herd approached the waterhole, the baboons appeared, blocking their path. The stallion stepped forward and addressed the ringleader of the baboons. You tree jumper's child." The baboon, curious and defiant, replied, "What are you doing here?" "Pay me a fee if you want to drink from the waterhole," the baboon demanded. The stallion complied, opened his pouch, which revealed a lot of gold stones and precious herbs, which were a sign of his wealth and health. The baboon quickly pulled out a handful of zebra's golden stones and herbs from his pouch. This act enraged the stallion, who saw it as a sign of disrespect. In a swift and powerful move, the stallion grabbed the baboon by his shoulders and pressed his back against a hot, flat rock. The baboon screamed in pain as the heat seared his back. He quickly dropped the golden stones and herbs. A permanent reddish bald spot was left on Baboon, and from that day forward, the baboon bore the mark of his encounter with the mighty stallion. Lamenting his fate, the baboon cried, "I, my mother's child, I, the gold snatcher, am outdone by this grass eater." With the baboons subdued, the dazzle was finally able to drink from the waterhole. Let's now shift our gaze from the wild narratives of the savannah and bring it closer to home. The Vietnam War of 1955–1975 was a conflict that pitted North Vietnam, led by Ho Chi Minh, and the Viet Cong against South Vietnam and its ally, the United States. The goal? To prevent communism from spreading further in Southeast Asia. But this wasn't your typical battle. It became a defining moment of modern warfare and one of history's most polarizing conflicts. North Vietnam fought with relentless guerrilla tactics, clever, resourceful, and, let's face it, more persistent than a mosquito at midnight. Meanwhile, the United States brought overwhelming firepower and cutting-edge technology into the fray, but the dense jungles of Vietnam had other plans. Turns out, you can bring tanks and helicopters, but it's hard to outmaneuver an enemy who knows the terrain better than the back of their hand. A textbook case of home field advantage. The war escalated with intense battles, massive bombings, and a lot of mud. Seriously, there was mud everywhere. In the US, public grew increasingly divided, with anti-war protests shaking the nation. By the 1970s, American troops started withdrawing, and in 1975, North Vietnam emerged victorious, unifying the country under communist rule. The domino effect the US feared. It's a war remembered not just for its battles, but for its broader impact, the questioning of authority, the media's role in shaping public opinion, and the lessons learned about the limits of sheer firepower. In the end, the Vietnam War wasn't just about who fought harder but about who outlasted the other. Despite their military might, the US learned that a determined, resourceful underdog like North Vietnam could deliver a sting. A scorching one at that, is akin to Baboon's ones. Sometimes, brute strength isn't enough when resilience and strategy are on the other side.